3 women stood up inside the Supreme Court to denounce the Dobbs decision that repealed Roe v. Wade and called on the women of America to vote to restore the freedom to choose. Emily Patterson, Ronde Baker, and Nikki Enfield. Nikki is not with us, but we got 2 of her sisters right with us. They did a dignified, nonviolent protest on behalf of tens of millions of women in America whose right to control their own bodily autonomy was attacked by this right-wing Supreme Court, and they standing up. Oh my God, it is so good to have both of you here, Ms. Baker and Ms. Patterson. Thank you so much for standing up for tens of thousands of women in this country. You all are courageous. So given the situation we find ourselves in, we know that the Congress did not expand the filibuster to at least make a carve out for Roe. We have an extremist right-wing Supreme Court. What made you still, the 3 of you, still decide that you're gonna stand up and show some civil disobedience before that Supreme Court? And Ms. Baker, we'll start with you.
Well, I'm 71 years old, and I was 23 when Roe v. Wade came in. At 19, I had an abortion. I was lucky enough to have a boyfriend who not only supported me, paid for us to have that abortion. And when that happened, we realized that we needed to help other women. So we did a few trips from Indiana to New York. And in 72, when it became legal in Illinois, from Indiana to Illinois until 73. So I've been involved in women's rights for a very, very long time. When the Dobbs decision happened, I knew I had to stand up. Disabled or not, I knew I had to do something. We had to get the women of this country to realize they must vote tomorrow. They must vote for all of I'm a great grandma, for all of our grandchildren and great grandchildren and all of the women today. And so that was my desire. And that's why I got on a plane from Arizona and came to the United States. Came to Washington. I meant to say Washington. Sorry.
No, we know exactly what you meant. And you are a retired teacher as well, 34 years teaching, a mother, a grandmother, a great grandmother. And you decided to put all that experience. You're an activist. You've been an activist for a very long time. That is what you do. And you are still. And one of the things you said in describing yourself, I am disabled, which is a major pain, but that will not deter me from continuing to fight in the struggle. You are an inspiration is what you are. And Ms. Patterson, the same question for you, knowing that the headwinds are against us on this, what made you join 2 other of your sisters to stand up in that Supreme Court and let them know what they did was wrong?
Yeah, thank you, Senator, for having me. I am a very different experience from Roland. I've never been arrested before. I've never participated in civil disobedience before. I am a suburban soccer mom and CEO. My husband is a retired military officer. This was way out of my comfort zone. But over the last few years, I've just been watching as our democracy slowly gets dismantled. And with the Roe decision being repealed last spring, it just felt like it was a warning shot across the bow that our rights are being just taken away from us as we watch. And I had always kind of asked myself, what would I have done if I had been alive during the civil rights movement? Would I have been involved? Would I have had the courage? You don't know those things until it happens to you. So when I was presented with this opportunity, I did a lot of soul searching, and I felt like I live a very comfortable life and I need to get involved. And I need to stand up against a ruling that's unjust. I think it's our moral obligation to stand up and protest when something unjust is happening. So that's what motivated me to join this action. And we did it a week before the election because we're really trying to get American women to understand that this election is about abortion. So women, no matter where you are on the political spectrum, this is about your human rights. And so we wanted to remind women, the Republicans are about to try to pass a nationwide abortion ban. We can't let that happen. I don't care what your beliefs are, we got to vote. So that's really why we joined together on this.
So glad you did. I mean, bodily autonomy, the GOP talks a lot about freedom. I don't think you are as free. I mean, freedom doesn't get more impactful than being able to control your own body. And so I don't know how with a straight face they could talk about freedom and then take away a woman's right to make a choice. Exactly. Because that's really what we're talking about, the right to be able to make a choice. So what can women and men who support women's right to choose, because we do have a lot of men out there who support the right. I don't know people who jump up for joy necessarily for abortion in the way that the pro-lifers want to make it seem. What we are about is that abortion is part of reproductive health, and a woman should have a right to make that choice unabated by some men, mainly men. I mean, some women on that side too, God help them, but by men who don't get it, and it's none of their business. It's just none of their business. So what can people out there who want to see this restored, what can they do to be a part of this journey? Because that's exactly what it is.
Talk, speak up, tell what is going on, tell your story. We've here in Tucson, we've been talking about telling our stories. My generation, we kept very quiet. Many, almost all of my friends have had at least one abortion, but we never talked to each other about those abortions. We started doing that about 2 years ago, where we told our stories to make it known that it is more normal than not normal. Over the years of a woman's ability to have children, to have the ability to have that choice to have abortion. I want to also say abortion is healthcare. People seem to forget that piece, but abortion is absolutely healthcare. That's my take. I'm sorry, Emily.
No, you're fine. Thank you very much. And Emily, just very quickly.
So yeah, I think that we all have power, and that's something I think that we are taught to not believe. We all have some power. Some of us have more power than others. So I would say, what can you do in your own sphere of influence, right? Like, can you write a letter to your newspaper? I mean, voting is the minimum we do, right?
That's right.
We all need to get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everyone should get arrested at the Supreme Court, but everyone can do something. And so we're really hoping to inspire other women and people with uteruses to speak out and to realize that they have power and they have a voice, and to use that.
Well, I think you have inspired women and men and others who support a woman's right to control her bodily autonomy. That is vitally important. It's part of being a free thinking human being in the world. So I want to thank you both so much, and big ups to Nikki too, who's not here. We appreciate you and your courage, and keep on pushing. We're gonna keep fighting on this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator. Thank you for the opportunity.
Our pleasure. God bless.